In King James I's glittering court, power was currency, and one man, Sir Thomas Overbury, learned that crossing the wrong lovers could turn ambition into a death sentence. His fate wasn't sealed by sword or battlefield, but by a poisoned cup of broth. Born in 1581, Sir Thomas Overbury rose through wit and sharp words. By his 30s, he was a knight, poet, and trusted advisor to Robert Carr, the king's favorite courtier. Carr owed his meteoric rise to Overbury's guidance. Together, they navigated the intrigues of King James's court, where alliances shifted like shadows and every title carried a price. But success came with envy, and Overbury's enemies multiplied. Robert Carr became entangled with Frances Howard, a young noblewoman from one of England's most powerful families. She was already married, but she sought an annulment, and Carr's influence made it possible. Overbury opposed the match fiercely. He saw Frances as manipulative, dangerous, and unworthy of Carr. In private letters, he described her in venomous terms. To Frances, this was not just insult, it was a threat. With her family's power, Frances had Overbury appointed ambassador to Russia. When he refused to leave, he was imprisoned in the Tower of London, supposedly for defying the king. In truth, it was the first step in his slow execution. In the Tower, Sir Thomas was served meals by a seemingly loyal keeper, but his broth was laced with arsenic, his tarts were dusted with mercury, his salt carried copper. Day by day, Overbury weakened, suffering cramps, vomiting, and hallucinations. Guards assumed he was sickly, but Frances Howard's allies were ensuring he never left the Tower alive. On September 14, 1613, Sir Thomas Overbury was dead, officially of natural causes, unofficially of murder, orchestrated by a countess. At first, the death passed quietly, but whispers grew impossible to ignore. Frances had married Carr within months of Overbury's death. Their power surged, and yet rumors of poison lingered in court corridors. By 1615, the truth spilled out. Tower officials confessed to slipping poison into Overbury's food. Servants admitted they were bribed by Frances's household. The king himself was forced to allow an inquiry. The scandal shook all of England. A noblewoman, her family, and the king's favorite implicated in cold-blooded murder. Frances Howard was tried and confessed. Robert Carr denied involvement, but letters suggested otherwise. Both were sentenced to death, though King James, desperate to avoid total disgrace, commuted their sentences to life imprisonment. The underlings, the apothecary, the jailer, the intermediaries were less fortunate. Several were executed for their part in the crime. Sir Thomas Overbury thought he was safeguarding a friend. Instead, he became a casualty of courtly passion and greed. His life ended not with honor or duel, but with poison slipped into supper. His death asked a question still relevant today, when power and love collide. How much is a human life worth? Dead money, where greed kills.